Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising in Venus, welcome. I'm David, as Warriors of Light Astro Tarot. I'm doing a little different reading this week. This is a general love, romance, relationship reading. It's more for looking at your energy, not so much as the heart spread and looking at the energy of another person, a relationship. So here, just kind of a status check on where you guys are at. It's really complex reading, Virgos. The Hierophant comes in, number one. You're starting off with the Devil. I get the sense that this is an actual Capricorn person, this Devil. I don't really see so much that this is like that Devil energy of obsessing. Unless it's obsessing over this Capricorn person. Then yes. Yeah, I'm not, I don't really see the obsessing so much here. You do have the Nine of Swords under the Hierophant there. But it seems like, the obvious thing is troubled in marriage. So this could be for a Virgo that's, in a long-term committed relationship or in a long-term marriage. Or is really, sometimes it's just the energy, especially with the Nine of Swords, of that long-term committed relationship, or probably a marriage with this. Probably a marriage is like really strong on you. And, if someone was to talk to you about it, didn't really know you, and you might share your feelings here with this Nine of Swords about this marriage. Even though, pick a number, say it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, if someone didn't know better, listen to you talk about it, they might feel like, wow, when did this happen? It sounds awful. Did this just happen this year? You'd be like, no, it was like 15 years ago, whatever. It'll be like kind of confusing. That's kind of what I think of it. Maybe that's what the Devil's about, I just get the feeling it could be a Capricorn involved. Could speak to Capricorn in your chart for sure. And, you're showing up here, right, in your reading with the King of Pentacles as your present energy. Can also see this as kind of what's blocking you, and I see this as advice and an outcome. This is definitely you, and showing up with the Star, but having it be in the blocking position in the stars next to the Nine of Swords. I mean, this is kind of clear. This is really clear. The Star next to the Nine of Swords. This thinking that you're doing about this past pattern or regret or something, or probably this, something to do with a past marriage, Virgo, it's blocking your manifestation. And okay, that's like all that new agey stuff, right? But okay, so like if this is what you're thinking about, if you just call this your hopes and dreams and wishes, then that's kind of what it's blocking, because you can't really be focusing on what you want and what you're hoping for, if you're kind of going around in this kind of little hell here of the Nine of Swords. But it almost speaks to it being the King of Pentacles here, that you maybe know this. Because again, I see this kind of a status check. So now this is the advice from Spirit. You got the Moon and the Seven of Cups. Now that is super duper clear. Both of those are kind of emotional. Both of those are not knowing what to do, or not knowing something, not knowing emotionally, not being able to connect with something, things feeling fuzzy. And with the Moon, it's something feeling unseen, unsettled, something emotional, something that's below the level of articulation, I would say, with the Moon. It's a thing that you can't quite get it up into the level even of a thought, but it's there. And it's usually something about ourselves, that we can't make into like a good Mercury Virgo thought, but maybe something we don't see, some emotional sort of vulnerability. Or with the Seven of Cups, it's like maybe the source where confusion comes from. if you follow the line here, um, because this is blocking, your hopes and dreams and wishes are kind of lost in this Seven of Cups. You can't really focus on what you really want. So, you might be like, one day you want to do this, and the next week you want to do that, and you're grown ass man, grown ass woman, and it's sort of like the energy of like a little boy or a little girl. It's like, oh, I think I want to be a dancer, I think I want to be an actress, I think I want to be a fireman, I think I want to be an astronaut. And it kind of starts with this whole setup with the Nine of Swords being attached to this marriage. I mean, if it's an ongoing marriage, then it's just, this is your reading. I'd love you to leave a comment. Then it's bad, I'm thinking. It's just like a really good marriage where you're not feeling fulfilled. Because the Star card too could very much in relationship be fulfillment, and it cut through the chalice. The Star would cut through these Seven of Cups here and get you to what it is that you want. Now, this outcome with the Ten of Wands over the Nine of Pentacles, you kind of look at this Ten of Wands too. This is the Klimt art deck too, by the way. The guy looks pretty worn out here, right? And coming next to the moon. And maybe you have to really work really hard to kind of figure out this moon and this advice think of it like as a problem, like a spirit, a koan, like a zinc koan, because it's going to be something. It could be something. The Seven of Cups could represent, like, not people, all these different choices in love, but different aspects of yourself emotionally, and you're sort of like asking yourself, well, what emotionally, like, what am I? Where am I emotionally? You know what I mean? But not even at the level of words. Maybe that's what, maybe that's the moon. That's what's below the level of words. It's just kind of like, I don't really understand quite the emotional animal that I am. In the outcome, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And I see it's becoming very stable. You're hanging in there with this king. Even this is, in the challenging position. You're just like, I'm just going to do me. And he looks really resolute too, this king. Look, almost looks kind of bored, but he's just like, he's nonplussed, He's not in Nine Swords energy. And you're going to do a lot of work maybe to figure out what this is about. You're going to end up here very stable, but you're going to be single. And you get the Page of Cups. I'm clarifying this Ten of Wands. Wow, so it's like you really knock yourself out. This is kind of what's unseen here. Whatever it is, like emotionally, you're not feeling good enough, you're not feeling connected, and you're just knocking yourself out. And the outcome is that you achieve this real inner, I don't know, fucking peace and maturity, and it's kind of personal. You personally rolling up your sleeves and getting there through the sweat of your brow, getting to be this really independent and strong person. And then with this being the Page of Cups, there's somebody that's a water sign that's responding to you. It's probably younger than you, and a water sign, like Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, coming in with the message, or something like that. With this Ten of Wands, like somehow you break through to them. Sometimes the Ten of Wands is just doing whatever it takes to accomplish something. It's actions, ones, but it's like boom, 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 and sometimes you succeed through your effort, right? Maybe that's why it just shows you kind of being yourself. But you end up in a great place, I think, for Nine of Pentacles. That could be a Virgo card, honestly. So let me know what you think, guys. I appreciate you leaving any comments, and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Love you.